this weekend of Mother's Day. It's an honor to serve you. And I'm here just to share some of the nuggets with you that I have learned over the course of my life uh, as a mother, the things that I learned from my mother being mothered, and the different experiences that I have seen and read and um, looked at and say, mm, mercy, is this what's this about? Or I don't think so. And one thing I'd like to share upfront really early is that as a child, you would all as growing up, you would say, when I become a mother, not me, I'll never do some of these things. I'm going to be really different because you think you know all the answers and that you could do better than your own mother, or that generation who was mothering at the time. But I remember my mother used to say to me, wait, when you have your own children, let me see what you would do. And she would often say, make this statement and say, Pig asked his mother, why your mouth so long? And the mother said, wait. She used to say Bambai. Bambai meant wait. When yours grow out, you're going to see exactly what it is I was enduring with you that you now will have to endure with your own kids. And she would say things like, I hope that you have one just like you. And then you would know what it's like. I thought, oh my God, this lady is either threatening me or putting a curse on me, wants me to experience some of the things that I had her experience as a child. But it's because I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew better than my mother. But I came to find out that mothering is not for the faint hearted. So I'm here this evening to share with you some of the experience, some of the lessons that I have learned. And I want to let you know up front that I was once told back in Canada by evangelist Cordella Walters. She would say to me, when man on earth has done its best, angels in heaven can't do better. When you have done your best as a mother, when you have sacrificed, when you have given, when you have depended on God, when you have uh, done without complaining, but doing, may not be doing the way that your children think that you should do, or maybe not doing how you see your friends doing, or what your friends' children are telling your kids that their mother does. And then you are equating yourself based on what someone else is doing. You do not know the circumstances. You don't understand all the proclivities that they may have and what's going on their neck of the woods. But here you are comparing yourself with what someone else is doing. But do you live in that home? I came to understand something that my mother used to say to me too. She said, see me and come live with me is two different things. You see, everything looks bright on the outside, but go spend an evening in that home. Go spend a night overnight there, and you might find out things that you never knew existed. You may experience some things that you might hold your head and say, you know what, I better stop complaining because over my neck of the woods, when I thought it was so bad, maybe it's not that bad after all. So I want to tell you, friend, stop comparing yourself with others. Stop comparing yourself with others. Now it's Mother's Day coming. And as I said to you, mothers, the role of motherhood is not for the faint-hearted. Their trauma experiences you may have had, their disappointments, they're all kinds of experiences you have as you go through that journey called motherhood. But one thing God wants us to understand, you weren't sent here just to be a mother. Now, don't beat me yet because I say just to be a mother. There's no such thing as just to be a mother. No, there's so many hats that you're wearing, so many roles that you play that come into this mix, into this stew, into this pot called motherhood. And the tears that you may shed, the feelings of anxiety, the stress, the depression that you may go through, sometimes on your own, because you don't want to talk about, you don't want people to know what you're going through. So you know what? So you keep silent and you keep quiet. Ask me about it, I'll tell you. I had these ideas in my head about what a mother is. So I was going to be this kind of mother, and I was going to nurture my kids, and it was going to be my kids and I after coming out of a failed first marriage. Oh, I was going to build everything. It was going to be my kids and I. I had my scenario plot, everything plotted out, how I would get out from this, what was for me was misery, how I would get my children out. And we were going to have, we were going to build a dynasty, and we were going to be, there was nothing that my kids and I would not be able to do. But that was my fantasy. That was not reality. And I quickly found out that it was a fantasy and it was not reality. And I found out that some of the decisions that I made, now that I look back at it, I say, how could I have made such a decision thinking it was the best decision I was making? I want you to listen to me as a mother. Listen to me as a mother. There comes a time in life where you have to sit back. You have to sit back and be gracious to yourself. Because you have to look at where you started, where you came from, where you are now, and by the grace of God, you're still going. God with you, you've made it thus far. God with you, you did not take your life. Even if you thought about harming yourself, but you're here today. You're here today, and you could give thanks and say, too many danger, toil, and snares I have already come. But God, but God, but God. So I want to share this with you. I want to share, because you see, I'm trying to make this caveat for you to let you know that as a senior mother, God has brought into my life so many people that call me mother. I remember the first time I was called mother, I was in the supermarket at the checkout counter when this young man said, "Mother, how can I help you?" And I was so disgusted. I thought to myself, who is he calling mother? Am I an old woman? Why is he calling me mother? I did not at the time understand that it was an honor he was paying to me, an honor and a privilege to be called mother, because that's whom God made me to be. He said, I'll give you your biological children, but I would also give you children who you would help to nurture and talk with and give them words of encouragement and help them to understand that regardless of what they've had to face or what they're facing, but they are well able. They are well able to go through, like the 4 leprous men who sat there at the gate and thought, well, maybe we ought to sit here and die. But they began to have a conversation with themselves and say, well, why sit ye here and die? Pre-adventure, we got up and made a move. And we find that there is life in the city. If we sit here, we're going to die. But if we go, we may die, but pre-adventure that we don't die. So tonight, as I was looking at what would I call this? And I was thinking that when I looked at me, it was time for me to learn who I am, unlearn who people told me that I am, relearn whom God says I am, and relocate. You see, like the 4 leprous men who sat there at the gate and say, why sit here and die? I had to look at myself and say, why sit here and die? So it was time for me to relocate. And I say to you today as mothers, that we have to relocate. If we're not relocating physically, but mentally and spiritually, we have to relocate and get to a place called there. Because it is there where we will get the opportunity to look at some of the experiences that we've had, the tears that we have shed, the disappointments that we have faced. We are able now to look at those things now from the vantage point of who God says that I am. Do you know who you are? Do you know that you were chosen? Did you know that the things that you've been through called motherhood, you needed to experience those things? Did you know that those things that you experienced were events that took place in your life? Events that came, that were there to process you, to bring you to the place where you could say to another woman who says, I don't think I can do this. I don't think, and my husband doesn't understand me. My kids don't think, and you could say, come, let me tell you. Come, let's talk. Let us reason together. Tell me what's going on. And you can listen. You can be an ear to listen. You can be a shoulder for someone to cry on. You can tell them, but you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing a wonderful job. You're an awesome mother. You're an awesome person. And just remember, you didn't come here only to be a mother. There are other expectations that God has for you. And when you go through the process of mothering and motherhood, it prepares you for that ultimate place that God has for you. Had I not gone through some of the things that I had gone through in life, I could not be here on this Mother's Day weekend telling you that it's okay. You're going to make it. that the stress that you may be going through, nothing lasts forever. But you have to see yourself as one who is not going to allow a stressful situation to take you down. That you have the temerity, you have the capability, you have the capacity to look at a situation and say to yourself, why am I going to sit here and let this thing kill me? Why am I going to end up on a mountain of pills just to find some equilibrium in my life? No, no. Is that who God chose you to be? He said you're his chosen. He said, I love you with an everlasting love. He said, if it was you alone, I would have gone to the cross for you. And when you come to understand that everything that you are to face, that the one who loves you so much sent his only begotten son to die on the cross for you and say, it is finished. So if it is finished and he has taken care of it, why do you think that you should sit there and boo-hoo and feel depressed and anxious about something that has already been taken care of, and that you have the mind of Christ, and you are well able to make decisions for yourself, because he has given you dominion and he has given you the authority to get up and relocate and say, I am not going to sit in this mess day after day after day. Now, when I say get up and relocate, I'm not telling you get up and leave your home, leave your children and so on. I am talking about getting up and relocating your mind. Your mind. He said, let this mind be in you. That same mind which was in Christ Jesus. You have the mind of Christ. He has given you power. He has given you the ability to love others and to love yourself. He has given you that ability. And he's given you the ability to have a sound mind. But in the process of being a mother, you're taking care of everyone, but you're not taking care of yourself. Who said that is what the role of a mother is? That you don't rest, you don't take care of yourself, you forget to eat on time, but you're making sure everyone is eating. All the laundry is done. You're not teaching the kids how to take care of the things they need to take care of, to clean their room, to help themselves. You believe that because you're quote unquote a stay-home mom, you every day you have to be taking care of a thunderous amount of chaos. No, 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 no. You have to sit back. They say, no, I didn't come here for that. I did not come here for that. And you have to stand your ground. Stand your ground and say, listen, we're a family and we're going to do this together. So rest, because you need to take care. It's called self-care. Self-care is not selfish. It is selfless. Self-care is making sure that you are being the steward of your life. Self-care means that you have decided to have a vertical relationship with the one who created you. If you can't have a vertical relationship with the one who knows your ultimate secrets, know how much you can bear, know how much you can take, know that he's given you a sound mind, know that you have the capability to say no, N-O, and mean it. Lisa Nichols says, no is a complete sentence. Set boundaries and say, you see this boundary here? Nobody's crossing this. This is where it stops. You have to know where it stops. Because if you don't, you are going to end up with all kinds of illnesses. You are going to end up with having to deal with things that you've never heard about. You may even go to the doctor and say, well, I've never seen this as yet. What's going on with you here? What's going on with you is because you have not stopped to understand that you can let go and let God. You don't have to be the master of everything. He is the master. He said, come to me. Put your burdens on me. He said, ask and you shall receive. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Seek and you shall find. That's what he said. He's expecting you to ask, seek, and knock. You're not alone. Who said you have to do this alone? And for those of you who are mothers and you don't have no one to help you, tomorrow Sunday Mother's Day, you can't even look to see somebody's going to give you a card, maybe a cake, cook a dinner for you. Do you know that you can celebrate your own self? Do you know you don't have to wait on others to celebrate you? Do you know that people treat you the way they see you treat yourself? If you don't have love for you because of that vertical relationship you have with God, then there's no way you could have a horizontal relationship. No, he said that, what did he say in his word? He said, love the Lord with all your heart, with all your strength, with all your mind. When you do that first, then you love others as you love yourself. So if you don't love you, it's impossible to love others. I had to learn that the hard way. It is not easy letting go. It's not easy to stop crying and say, why me? I did this, I did that, I did the other. You know why you cry? Because you did this and you did. In the process of doing this and doing that, did you take time to do for yourself? Did you take the time to buy yourself some flowers? Did you take time to make yourself a cup of tea and put your feet up and drink that tea? Did you take the time to even go out while the kids were at school, husband not there, that you go out and just take a walk, look at the sky, the flowers, enjoy the flowers? Did you do any of that? Well, I didn't used to do that. I was a workaholic. I worked. I didn't know what it was to embrace and love my children. I did that when they were babies. I didn't do that when they were growing up. I was too busy providing, taking care of them, making sure they were safe, making sure they were going to school, making sure they had the best clothes and so to wear. They're going to good schools and so on. I never stopped. I was teaching them how to be business people, how to build a business and grow a business. But I didn't stop to hug and say, oh, I love you so much. You know why? I never received that for myself. What I received was, let me see your report card. And your report card showed that if I didn't come first in my class, guess what? It was a whooping I would get with the broom that was sweeping the yard. Everybody would hear that I'm getting a licking because I came second in the class and not first. Education was big for my mother, and me being the first in the class was super important to her. Guess what? I mothered with education being super important with my children. And I did not give them what I did not get. It's sometimes hard to give what you didn't get. So instead of sitting there feeling sorry for yourself as to who is not doing this for you and who, after all the sacrifices you made, and nobody is looking out for you. As long as you can breathe, as long as you have the activity of your limbs and so on, you know what you could do? You could get up and help yourself. I was 67 years of age when I went to university to get my doctorate degree. 67. Do you hear what I tell you? It took me 4 years. 67. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. I'm here to tell you. So with all the mess that was going on in my head, I'm here to tell you today. I'm here to tell you, come let us reason together. Let me tell you this. It may look as if nobody cares for you when Sunday comes and you don't get anything. It may seem as if nobody cares. But guess what? You have a God that cares for you because he woke you up and you're in your right mind. Yeah, you may shed some tears, but dry the tears and tell yourself, I am a somebody. I can help myself if I choose to help myself. Why sit ye here and die because somebody refuses to show you love? So guess what? I had to have therapy. I'm not ashamed to tell you. Did I think I would have to have therapy? No, but I had to have therapy to help me with all the things that was going on in my head and how I thought about myself and of feeling sorry for myself and this didn't happen for me and that didn't happen for me. No, I had to have therapy. And thank God I had a therapist who, as I said, was ruthless with me. She wasn't messing with me. She wasn't, oh, you poor thing. Oh, I know how you feel. Oh, no. What decisions did you make then? Why did you make those decisions then? Well, understand you made those decisions then because that's where you were then, and that's how the information you had then. But here you are now. Now you're not going to make the same decisions that you made then. Now you know better, so do better. So go back and fix that. Go back and get Shirley that you abandoned down there and say, oh, don't call me Shirley no more, call me Regina. Hey, so what you going to do with Shirley? Shirley brought you this far and you're going to dump Shirley out there? Go back and get her. Go back and get her and tell her that you are sorry for leaving her out there and dumping her. Tell her that she can forgive herself for the mistakes that she made. Let her forgive herself for the mistakes she made and bring her back home. Bring her back. Bring her here with you because God didn't make you Regina. He made you Shirley Regina. You need to be wholesome You don't need a piece down there and a piece up there. No, no. Go back and get her. Bring. That was then. This is now. Now. So I was there crying and thinking, oh my God, she's so hard. She doesn't understand. When we hung up, I was screaming and bawling and pounding the table. Boy, if she only knew, if she only knew. But thank God that she messed me up that day. She messed me up that day, that I had to come face to face with myself. And you know what I did? I went to Ian Van Zandt and I began to read. I began to read. And I began to look at my soul. I began to look at my soul, the soulish things that had me bound and had my soul in prison. All the prisoners I had in my soul, the prisoner anger, bitterness, unforgiveness. My God, all the hidden secrets, things that I did, things that I should not have done, things that were swept under the carpet, cobwebs that were all over the place, hidden in the prison of my soul. And I picked up Jan Levanzat, and it went like this. One day, my soul just opened up, and things started happening, things I can't quite explain. I mean, I cried like never before. I cried tears of 10,000 mothers. I couldn't even feel anything because I cried till I was numb. Yes, I cried, I bawled because she made me go back to some stuff that I was hiding in the prison cell. She was saying to me, it's time to come out of prison. It's time to open the prison door. It's time to fire the warden. You don't need no warden anymore. It's time to put up the sign that no more prisoners. You're not open for business anymore. No more prisoners, that your soul is free. So one day after I did that, my soul just opened up and I felt this overwhelming pride. That's after I had bawled and carried on like a junkyard dog. You know, carry on. You wouldn't believe it was me. What was I proud of? Only God knows. Like the pride of 100,000 fathers basking in the glory of their newborn sons. I was grinning from ear to ear. You see, now I realize that it's freeing. It's freeing when you start working on yourself and getting rid of the nonsense that you tell yourself it's you. And God said, that's not you. That's not who I created you to be. You're wonderfully and frightfully made. What are you talking about? Because you've had some experiences, all of a sudden, you're no good. All of a sudden, you can't function. All of a sudden, people are better than you. Come on, as the British would say, get off it. Get off it. Get off it. Come on. One day, my soul just opened up, and I started laughing. And I laughed for what seemed like forever. Was nothing particularly funny going on, but I laughed anyhow. I laughed the joy of 1 million children playing in the mud. I laughed till my sides ached. Oh God, it felt so good. I laughed. You know why I laughed? I laughed because if the therapist only knew how I behaved so bad with what she did, I laughed at myself for being such a fool. Carrying on. Why? Because I didn't want to let go of the things. Those were my pain. That was my stuff. Don't you take this. This stuff gave me reason to feel sorry for myself. This stuff gave me reason to be depressed. This stuff gave me reason to be anxious. So you can't take it from me. This is my pain. This is the stuff that I would hold my breast in my hand because I would feel like my heart is hanging on a string. It would burst at any moment. And you want to take that from me? Oh, no. So I laughed because of what a fool I was, holding on to stuff. So one day, as I carried on, going in through therapy and losing stuff, that needed to lose. One day my soul just opened up and there were revelations. Oh my God. Oh my God. I began to get revelations, annihilations, and resolutions, feelings of doubt and betrayal. I was able to take care of that. Vengeance and forgiveness. Lord have mercy. Memories of things I'd seen and done before, of places I'd been, although I didn't know when. There were lives I'd lived, people I'd loved, battles I'd fought, victories I'd won, and wars that I had lost. I had to come face to face with these things. One day my soul just opened up and outpoured all the things I'd been hiding. Lord have mercy. I was hiding some stuff. I'd been hiding and denying and living through. That had just happened moments before. There's stuff, when you find yourself a safe place, God will put you in a safe place with people that when you begin to tell your truth, they're not going to look at you and say, oh my God, this woman being a fake all the time. And say, no, God didn't call me a fake. He said, stop what you're doing. I want you to take care of these things that so easily beset you. Because where I am about to take you as a leader, you cannot go there and talk to others and help others and expect them to change when you have stuff hiding under the carpet. No, you cannot lead my people when you are in this condition. So you have to clean house. You have to clean house when you want to become a leader. As a mother in the house, you are a leader for your children. You don't want your children to turn around and pass on the same behaviors that are negative, that are unwarranted. You don't want your children to carry on that legacy. So God is saying, break it now. Break it now. Stop it. Stop it. You know better. Do better. So one day my soul opened up and outpoured all the things I've been hiding, Lord Jesus. Some stuff I disclosed, I said, mercy, it's only the mercies of God. It's only God could get me to talk. But I talked, I felt a freedom when I talked the things I'd been living through that had happened moments before, as I said. One day my soul just opened up and I decided that I was good and ready. I was good and ready to surrender my life to God. No more secrets, no more hiding stuff. I've clean. Freedom felt so good. Freedom was costly, but I didn't mind paying the price. But I'm free. If the enemy wants to take it and wherever he wants to go with it, let him go. But I am free. So with my soul wide open, I sat down and I wrote God a note and I told him, I said, I'm ready now. My soul says yes to you. I can speak my truth to your people. I can tell them what you have done for me. I can let them know that you cannot lead, whether it's your home, whether it's on your job, whether it's ministry, no matter what it is, you cannot lead while you're bleeding. You cannot lead if you won't let go of those things. As I say, be the mother that God is calling you to be. Be the mother that God is calling you to be. Because I want you to know that the matter has already been litigated. The matter concerning you has already been legislated. And the verdict stands. Once God made the verdict and says, you are released, you are free, and the enemy, hears that you are free and the gavel comes down and says, this is the verdict. There's nothing he can do. So you are his. You are his. And we are expected to blaze that flame that lights up the glory of God. Lights up the glory of God. Be in your life. Be a mother. Yes, be a mother. But first and most importantly, I say to you, take care of you. So relocate from a place of misery, a place of depression, a place of anxiety. Relocate to a place called peace. Let the peace of God, which passeth all human understanding, be with you, light you up, nurture you, encourage you. Let God be your friend. Let him be your friend. Yeshua is your big brother. You are an heir of God and a joint heir with Yeshua. There's nothing that Yeshua did that you can't do. Believe in yourself that you are more than the sum total of the things that you have had to endure. Relocate to that place called peace, the peace of God. Peace. No more high blood pressure. No more high cholesterol. No more high this and high that. Remember, joy. The joy of the Lord is your